I would like to welcome, for those of you who don't know who I'm on the phone with, I would like to welcome Megan Christianson. Megan is Megan is who I look to as a mentor and a trainer when it comes to the concepts of business credit. Many of you guys know that I'm a trainer for the real estate education process that we do with Renatus. Megan is actually joining us in that endeavor and becoming an additional instructor in the business credit arena for that education product. So first and foremost, let's give her a congratulatory welcome and let her know that we appreciate her coming and sharing some knowledge with us today. So if you get a chance in the chat, just tell her thank you. Let her know that we really do appreciate the time that she has taken out of her day to come and bring us this information. Megan, you want to start? Tell us a little bit, kind of what you do, where you're from. Tell us a little bit of your story really quick.
Okay, so I am Megan Christianson. I am the COO for CreditSuite, which basically means my job is to make the client experience awesome, to make sure everything works well, and to make sure all of our clients are getting fantastic information. I started as a banker originally. I was a banker for Wells Fargo Bank, and I was able to learn so much about their underwriting process. I was lucky enough to have great referral sources that helped me become the number one lender for small businesses with Wells Fargo Bank and really nationwide at that time. And during that process, I got to learn so much about how banks and how lenders look at small businesses and what triggers an approval versus a decline. So I love working with small businesses. I took that information and I thought, surely there is a way to share this with business owners so we can help them before it's even time to start applying. Because oftentimes when a customer or a business waits until they need funds, it's typically too late by then. Although there's still a lot they can do, but it's even better when they can start that process as they're establishing their company and so on. So anyway, that was the birth of CreditSuite and that information that we share with our clients, where we help them establish business credit reports and get the financing that they need for their business. So that's our background.
Ken Collier just posted, wow, bought the business credit suite a few weeks ago. Perfect timing. Ken, you have no idea how perfect timing it is. This is being the announcement today, the big announcement, so to speak, is we are integrating the business credit suite directly to Disco. So people that utilize our Dispute Composer, Disco software, are going to be able, with a single click, to log right into their business finance suite dashboard and send new clients. They're going to be able to check up on clients. And then the goal in the future, as Megan and I continue to work together, the goal is to where your clients will actually be able, directly inside of their portal, to purchase the business finance suite utilizing your affiliate office. So you have an option utilizing the Disco software to allow a person inside of their portal to purchase the business finance suite directly from you without you really, I hate to say without you having to do anything, but guys, the goal is to have a page in there where they can, with one click, jump over, purchase the business finance suite and get started, and then receive their information right inside their portal as well. So we've got the first part of the integration completed, which is any of you guys that are Disco users, which I hope all of you are, at the bottom left, there's now a green button that just says business credit. And what that does is it looks to see whether you're a user, and when it jumps you over to the business finance suite, it allows you to go through the process of either adding in new customers, sending new leads, whatever the next step is for you if you're already a member. But if you're not already a member, it explains to you the benefits of the program and how you can utilize that program to make money and to really increase revenues. I told you guys that I was going to tell you exactly what I do. Megan, I'm not sure 100% if Megan knows. I'm sure she does because she keeps a really heavy eye on everything in her business. But utilizing the Business Finance Suite over the last year, maybe 15 months max, we've added over six figures to our business utilizing the product that Megan provides. So, Megan, if I could ask you, I would love if you could give us a breakdown of the Business Finance Suite. If you want to, you can share your screen. You can show us, kind of how it works, what the client can see. And then after that, I'm going to go over how we sell the product to our customers. And I'm going to show you how we've been able to it looks like we lost Megan there for a second, but I bet you she comes back in. There she is. After that, I'm going to go over how we utilize their product. Again, like I said, we've done over six figures in revenue from that product, and I'm going to show you how we do that.
Perfect. So let's see. Can you see my screen okay?
We can.
Okay. That's why you lost me for a minute. I wanted to give you a good, solid tour of what we have here at CreditSuite. We love business owners, and we're so excited to be part of Disco. Eric, I don't know if you know this, but you are the first to have us integrated into your system, which tells me how much you love your credit repair clients, so that your individuals that are selling or doing the credit repair also have access to the business side, which is so important. I think people oftentimes ignore business credit, but many of us are aware of what our personal credit says, but it's so interesting that business credit is just as important as an individual's personal credit, in my opinion. And so I think at times we could do a disservice if we don't talk to individuals running a business about their business credit too. So of course I'm a little biased, right? We all know that, but that is my perception. So we're so excited to be a part of Disco and thankful for that opportunity. So let's go through here. Now, Eric, I am giving this perspective from a partner, correct? With
yes.
all the bells and whistles?
Everybody that you're talking to on the call today runs a credit repair organization. So the goal for me to bring them into you guys is, inside of Disco, I want people to be able to have a successful business, to really have a successful company, instead of just worrying about, we're the only software I know of that we give our software away completely for free. My goal is to allow them to actually make a successful business. And one of the ways that you have to do that is by cross-monetizing your customers and making money from additional sources besides just credit repair. One of the things we use is the business credit product. So the ability to integrate that directly in is really what I want you to help me explain to them the vast benefits of.
Absolutely. So credit repair, we love working with companies that do credit repair because it's such a seamless conversation, which I already talked about. We talk about the personal credit, and with that is such a natural discussion about business credit. Do they have business credit reports? Are they established? Who can check them? Well, anybody can pull business credit. So it is a bit of a different animal from personal credit, but it's a seamless conversation transition. Another thing is that the regulation on business credit is much different than the regulation on the personal credit side, which, Eric, you are so well versed in, I'm not even going to try. But with business credit, one of the differences, you can charge for that product up front. It's not regulated like personal credit is. So it's a fantastic addition that you can offer your customers that allows you to make money quickly. And so that's another reason we're really excited about the business credit, working with the personal credit side. So very good. Anybody that signs up with CreditSuite to be what we call a partner gets all the marketing resources and the tools we offer to help you educate your clients and help them understand what the value is. Honestly, we have more in here than you could possibly use and need. And so I tell many new partners, hey, you can scan through here, but don't get overwhelmed. We want to start with the starter resources, but just know that this is here, and there is so many resources that you can use right here in this back office. We also have a new partner training, and this is fairly new to our model, but the reason we created this was to just make selling business credit simple and easy. This is, everything you need to know in an hour or less about business credit, so you have that knowledge you need to talk to your customers about what business credit is. I'm just doing a general tour, and then I'm going to dive in and give you guys a little more information about that. So those are our partner resources. We have a fun marketplace. All the companies we find that are helpful to our customers, we put them here. We get asked very regularly, hey, who is a good designer? Who does websites? Who is good for our phone system or for developing various resources? So we put our favorite resources there. If they don't do great work, they get pulled from this board. So I feel like we have a lot of great resources right there for your clients, and then also for those of you that are running your credit repair company, you may find some great resources there too. And you can enter in sales rep. So I'm just going down the side here, and then I'll dive in, Eric, a little bit about business credit too. Do you want me to talk about that?
That would be fine. It's really up to you. I'm really focusing more. The majority of these people, Megan, honestly are aware of the importance of building and separating personal and business credit. I really want you to focus more on how they can use it to monetize their business and create new revenues, because that's what we really have to get going. So many people in the credit repair industry come in and then they wash out, because they're not making enough money. And they're not making enough money because they're not monetizing their customers properly. And we that's one of the things that we talk about doing is we do less clients than most companies on the market and create higher overall revenues.
Right, which is fantastic. So this is a great seamless way then to monetize on each of those clients that walk through your door. We all know that the hardest part is getting a new customer, right? That's the most expensive, most intense part of doing business. But once you have that customer, getting them to purchase additional products, they have that initial trust with you. Oftentimes at that point, it's another phone call or another couple emails that can lead to that additional sale. So you've already done all that hard work to bring the client in. So then what do you do with them, right?
Oh, my phone, I believe, just died. So we have Megan, and she is still going, and she's talking away, and she's not aware that my phone has died. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some help from my amazing staff, and we're going to get my phone kicked back up and get us back on the call with Megan. So hold just 1 second. I need a phone. Can I hurry? We're getting that call back up with Megan. I'm going to go back and tell you guys that we created, like I said, we did over 6 figures in revenue just off of this product alone last year. How we've done that is because we make it just part of the process. If a person comes in and they're interested in having a good credit profile, quite often you're already dealing with people that either own businesses or that are interested in starting businesses. Make sure that finding out if they are one of those two things is part of your initial process. You need to know, does this person own a business, or is this person familiar with the process of starting a business? If they are, and they are considering doing that, you need to talk to them. Oh, I've got you. Megan was with us there for a second.
Can you hear me?
I can. All right. Megan, we have you. I don't know if you can hear me. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Eric, your cell phone lost me.
I lost you.
So, but you can hear me. Yeah. Okay, but you can hear me now through here. So let's get back to sharing my screen. Hopefully everybody got a good little break there. All right, can you see, are we back to where we were before? Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we had a little pause. I apologize, everybody. Having some fun technical difficulties. It keeps us on our toes, right? So anyway, where were we? We talked about the resources. We talked about monetizing on clients that we already have that you've already sold, right? So you've done the hard work, you've brought them in. Now what do you do with them? It's always simpler to sell additional products to the clients you already have than to go out and get new ones. Typically, it's less costly. So really thinking intensely about how you do that. How do you monetize on the clients you have? And not just monetize. I always talk about value, right? So what we focus on as business owners is value. How can I bring value to clients? And in return, that typically means a generation of revenue, right? Because clients are looking for value. So as you look at value you can bring to your clients, then you have those ample opportunities, to generate revenue for your business and help your clients be successful. So I think that's where we plug in nicely, and that's why we love CreditSuite. So anyway, that is where I see that we plug in nicely. This is the system that we have that we offer to our partners. Somebody made some awesome comments about the content that we have to offer in this partner resources area. Thank you so much. You're right. There is a lot of really good information there, from marketing material to video to webinars to PowerPoints. And to be honest, like I said, it can get very overwhelming. But when you're ready, you can dig in there and it will give you some tidbits that you can use for your marketing. We all have our own different styles, right? But the expensive part is creating those videos or thinking through the creative marketing aspect of that. So we've done a lot of that legwork, and we have those resources in there. Now, we do, anytime your clients get financing, you do earn commission on that. So yes, you get them in to establish their business credit. You make that initial sell, but then you also make commission again when they get financing, or if they take financing. Not all businesses need it right away, but when that client does get financing, the commission automatically tracks back to you. So you can track that here, which is, just another fantastic way. If you have sales reps, you are able to manage them there, and you can see all your clients and their progress right from the client dashboard, which is really helpful. You can see what type of financing they're qualifying for, what stage they are on. You can upgrade them to various programs and so on. So right there from the client dashboard, you can look at those there. Now I know Eric and I are talking about that further integration and possibly pulling that information into Disco too. And then you are able to add your clients in here. Now,
this is the meat and potatoes of what we offer. We have our business credit builder, and you guys all know generally about business credit. All businesses can and should have business credit reports. So just like an individual has a personal credit report, a business should have a business credit report, and it should be established. Something different about business credit is that anybody can pull business credit, right? Anybody can pull a business's business credit. You don't have to have a signed authorization to pull it. So this means lenders, if you're going to get a lease, if you're looking to do business with somebody, all of these sources, they can pull your business credit and look at it, and they do. A majority of lenders are pulling business credit as part of the underwriting process. So you all are in an amazing position where you can educate these clients that you have and help them understand how important business credit is, why it's important to their business's success, and you can be a part of that. It's interesting. I've run statistics on this number now for about a decade about how many business owners are aware that they have business credit reports, and it's staggering. A majority of business owners aren't even aware that their business has business credit reports. And then even more frustrating is those that are aware have a much higher probability of getting approved for business financing. So this is where you play an important role in your clients' lives. You can help them understand what business credit is, right? Because a majority of business owners aren't even aware. And I know sometimes we're nervous. We think these business owners are aware, but statistically they aren't. So you're in a position, and especially now that you know, you're in a position where you need to convey that to them, that, hey, your business does have business credit reports, and or it should, and people are checking it. So whether you're aware of it or not, people are looking at it, and it is having an impact on your business. And we're seeing that impact become broader and broader as underwriters are really weighing more and more on what's on those business credit reports to help them make their decisions. Now, I often use this analogy because this is something that comes up as I talk to individuals about business credit. Just because you've been in business for 30 years successfully, and you may not even know you have business credit reports, doesn't mean you don't need it today. So the analogy goes like this. If you as a credit repair company had your mother come to you and say, you know what, I just don't like personal credit. I'm choosing to not build it or deal with it at all. What would you tell her in that scenario? Well, we all know her best interest is to establish her personal credit reports and understand that that is part of just, getting financing and getting that lease or a rental or purchasing a home or a car. It's a part of what needs to be there before you need to go get that financing. It's the same scenario on the business credit side. So you wouldn't allow your mother not to establish her personal credit, and I feel the same way about the business credit side. So even though a business has been established for 30 years, it's important that we still have that conversation with them to let them know that, hey, you do have business credit reports, and in fact, stuff might be on it right now. And how do we know that all that information is accurate? Have you ever looked at it? Have you got declines from lenders and you don't really know why, right? Or did suppliers decline your application and you weren't sure why, and therefore you went another direction? So you're in an amazing place where you can have those really important conversations. Eric, do you have any questions or comments that are coming through?
I do actually have some questions and comments. Megan is going to be speaking at the Credit Symposium next week. So if you would like to understand and have such a really great understanding of how business credit truly works, I've asked Megan at the symposium. She is going to be speaking on business credit. And when I say business credit, guys, I don't mean how to monetize it. I don't mean, how to sell it to your customers. I really mean she's going to be teaching what it looks like, how the reports are created, where they're held, who's looking at it, who's not looking at it, so on and so forth, to have a really firm understanding of that. If you're able to make it out to the symposium next week, we would love to have you. It's in Chicago. The web address for that, I'm actually going to put it down here in the chat, is www.creditsymposium.com, right there. But also what we're going to try to do is get you guys involved in the marketing of this product. When I say that we've created a very big revenue with it, it's not to show off, it's not to brag, it's to say, guys, this is how we're able to live on the very tight ship that we run. I've got Stephanie, Chelsea, Karen, Penny, and Tanya. That's my entire staff, and we do over $1 million a year in revenue, and with 5 people. So the ability to do that comes from all of these types of products. So what I really want to do and focus on is, Megan, I want to get to the brass tacks and tell them, yes, they're providing value. Yes, they're doing what their customer actually needs. But let's show them how they can make some money. I know that comes weird from me because usually I'm value. But the people that we have here, the value to them is going to be how can they market this to their customers effectively, and how can they make a good revenue doing that.
And that's never my comfortable discussion, right? Because I'm all about this is how you do it and the information and the value and this is the why. But we do need to dig into that too.
We do.
How do you actually make money doing this? So, yes. Okay. So I will stop being the educator and I'll give you guys the information on how you make money doing this. All right. I can do that. So here's the way it works. We coach clients for $700 flat fee, right? $700, we will coach a client and help them through this process of establishing their business credit, getting financing, making sure their business is set up correctly, monitoring their business credit reports, teaching them how to read them. We coach them for over a year, and for us to be able to do it, it's $700. You can charge whatever you want. So the retail value for this, we typically say, is around $2,000 to $2,500. So if you do the math, which I think you guys can all do there, you very quickly see that you have this pretty nice chunk left after you pay us to service the client. You can also buy client enrollments in bulk, which brings the cost down. So it's $700 for us to coach the client. If you bought those enrollments in bulk, it brings it down to almost $525 per client, which leaves you an even bigger profit margin. Now, Eric, do you charge your fees all up front, or do you like dividing it into payments?
And let me tell you the other side of that. We provide a lot of kind of co-training and co-coaching along the way. We do some webinars. We work with people. We help them along the way with you guys. I'm going to actually stop here really quick and request control, and you'll click stop sharing.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
And I'm going to share my screen for just 1 second. I'm going to share my desktop.
Okay.
I just wanted to jump over here and show you guys. We average on our sales from anywhere between $2,000 to $3,700 on the business credit program. The numbers that you're seeing in front of you are real. We've sold over $166,000, and the amount paid is $158,000. So what I'm trying to show you guys is even when we allow payments a lot of times. Even when you do allow payments, businesses are far more likely to pay their payment than a individual is, especially an individual with credit troubles. So we've had a very, very successful time utilizing this product. That's my Infusionsoft right there. That's my real numbers. We've done over $166,000 in sales of this product. And the way that we do it is we provide a webinar through a sign-up process. We do some Facebook stuff. We do some, online marketing stuff. Really, really, really cheap or free type of advertising. I've never been one to spend a lot on advertising. It's just not the way that I really work. But we do a lot of really interesting, creative things. And to get people into just a webinar series, we put them into a really short little video. Then we put them into a 2-hour webinar that builds out what is business credit? Why do you need it? How do you build it? We oversaturate them with information, kind of like how Megan was doing earlier by not really focusing on the product. She's focusing on how great it is and important it is to have something like that. Once they go through that webinar, guys, and one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to provide everybody on the call and everybody that watches this webinar, I'm going to provide them access to our webinar that we've built. And, I would ask you not to use the same webinar. Honestly, it would be silly anyway because, you're just pushing clients to our process at that point. That makes no sense. But recreate that webinar. Recreate something that really, truly trains them on what business credit is, what they can expect from the program. And Megan, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I'm going to talk about one of the old troubles of when the program first started, when we first got in working with CreditSuite. The one problem that I ever faced was it was a little bit oversold, so to speak. It was a little bit, some of the trainings that were provided were more about what could happen and a little bit less about what to definitely expect to happen. What I tell you guys is utilize the new training that's inside of CreditSuite. Utilize the new stuff that they've created because it really tells what to actually expect. And when you know what to actually expect, then your clients are happy. We give very, 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 very few refunds. Very few refunds. And the only way that we really give a refund is if the program just doesn't work for the client, which is so extremely rare. So normally if there's an issue with the service, it's because the client isn't doing the steps. They're not following the process. They're not doing the things that their coach is asking them to do. And guys, it's easy inside of the back office. It's easy to follow through that and see. You can find out with the notes, what are they doing? Are they following the steps? Are they doing as they're supposed to be doing? So if that client does happen to call in and say, hey, this isn't working, great, log in. And you'll be able to go through and go, well, the coach asked you to do this. Did you ever do that? No. Well, the coach asked you to do this. Did you ever do that? Well, no. The coach asked you to do this. Did you ever get a chance to do this? Well, no. And those clients start to realize that more often than not, if the program isn't working, it's their fault. So you have to stay on them. And that's one of the things that I'm impressed with the most about CreditSuite is they call those clients and stay on them and email them and make sure that they do the things that they're needing to be doing. And if they're not, I get a notification from Megan's team that says, hey, so-and-so's not responding or so-and-so's not doing as they're asked. A little tattletale system, if you would, that really allows us to continue that follow-up and make sure that they're getting the most value from that product. Because guys, when you're talking about our retail value is $37.95. That's what I put on it, right? I put a nice hefty price tag on there. And I do that so that I can have an opportunity to work with people and I can help them out. And, hey, let me see if we can get this lowered for you. Let's see if we can get a deal. I can put it on sale, so to speak, without having to come off of my price. So, every now and then we put it on sale. When we put it on sale, we put a bunch of people through. We make a really hefty chunk of money. And then we kind of sit back and just wait because Megan and her team are the ones out there doing the work. And I'm going to tell you right now, one thing that I've learned is if you can make money and you're not the one who has to do the work, that's called winning. So, I just wanted to jump over here and show you that these are real numbers. We've done, almost a couple 100,000, and we've been doing this, maybe 18 months or something, pretty heavily with them. We were doing before a couple of boot camps ago, we were just doing what I call onesie twosies. Every now and then we'd put somebody in, but it was one a month or something like that. we started a little while back and actually created a funnel and created a process to put people in. And when we did that, guys, the revenues just went up, through the roof. And when you got to look at, a $2,000 or a $2,500 or a $3,700, whatever you build your product at, as long as you're providing the value, we've had no complaints about the value, no complaints whatsoever. So that's what I would try to do is create a webinar process. Somebody that's really good at that is Dusty, and Dusty was supposed to be visiting us on the webinar today, but he sent me a message that he got caught up. But Dusty Devon in the Credit Nerds group is phenomenal at building these little funnels, building these processes, and it's so simple. Ours is like 4 pages long, guys. It's 4 pages, a little short video, followed by a longer video, followed by a sales page, followed by a little follow-up couple of emails. That's it. And if the person doesn't, push, we don't push the person to buy. But if they are interested, then we just make it available for them to buy. And like I said, we've created an extra 6 figures a year just by adding a product that we didn't have before. So I can't speak strongly enough, and I'll tell you right now the reason for this webinar and the reason for the integration. If anybody knows me, you guys know that the last thing I've ever been called in my life is greedy. We put this into the software because it allows you to integrate to a product that allows you to make the revenues that it takes to keep your business open. One of our girls inside the Credit Nerd group, Tiffany. Tiffany, I met at an event in Chicago, and I don't tell too many people this, but I sat Tiffany down on the couch and convinced her to quit her job. And she said, I'm going to quit by next June. And it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months before that, maybe 6 months before that. And we talked and we talked and we talked, and I convinced her the very next month she quit her job. And I was so proud of her. Like, she quit her job. And I was like, way to go. Are you making enough revenue yet? And she said, not yet. And I was like, awesome. I high-fived her because she took that leap to say, all right, I'm going to make my business work. And the only thing that allows you to stay in business is making enough revenue to keep your doors open, making enough revenue to start hiring some people that allow you to stop being a one-man shop and allow you to enjoy some time. I just spent a week in the Dominican Republic with my family on the Leaders Retreat. Guys, I didn't work the whole time I was down there. I have my team here. The only reason that I can have a team is because I have revenue. And the only reason that we have revenue is because we cross-monetize our customers. If you're not doing that, your business is going to struggle. And you're going to struggle. And that's just the pure and basic, simple truth. So that's the reason I wanted to get you guys on here and show you what is one of the main products that we use to do that. And that is the Business Finance Suite. And I will stop sharing really quick.
No, you do a fantastic job. I, always take that education approach. And so thank you for getting me on the right track. Eric, you do a phenomenal job. One of the things I love about Eric's clients specifically is he sets really great expectations. So his clients are typically really happy, right? And so it makes our job, our team, they love his clients because they know exactly what they're trying to do and what our goals are. Let's see. I shut down. There we go.
And then we've got a couple of people that have asked me if they could ask questions. And I said yes. We do only have about 15 minutes. I want to make sure we get Megan out of here. She moved around some meetings to be able to do this for us. So let's... Michael, what's your question? He's typing there.
Wait for it. It's going to be a good one.
When you say coach the clients, are they actually interacting with them on the phone or just lessons? Michael, well, I'll let Megan answer this, but not only do they coach them over the phone, the clients get a call-in number. Like, they get access to people. I'm blown away at the amount of real life coaching that happens. So, Megan, could you tell them a little bit about what that process looks like?
Yes, I would say that there is an art to it, and it's something that we do that I'm really proud of. So we talk with these clients, we email these clients, we talk to them just enough. My goal on servicing, and this is our motto, we call and email them just enough so we're borderline annoying, so they can never say we weren't there for them, right? So we love talking to our customers. So we do a first call within the first 24 hours that they're entered, and then we call them every day for the first 5 business days, every week for the first month, every other week thereafter, and then we call them every time they complete something substantial. So if they applied, if we help them apply for their trade accounts, we're there on the phone with them, if they allow us to be, right? They need to answer and pick up the phone, and some clients are really awesome at that, and they're with us. You have some clients that are just, you have to chase them down, and we do our best to do so, but we call them, we're on the phone with them, they get email notifications every time they enter a step. Hey, these are our goals, this is what we need to do. We'll be calling, or you can call us. We have chat down here, they can chat with us. They can send emails. Really, we're here as much as they need us. I think that answered their question.
Yes. I've seen...
Any other questions on that one?
I have seen programs like this, my apologies. I've never seen a program like this. I've seen programs that kind of claim to be like this, and they only come with, videos, or they only come with some websites. They don't come with a true person on the other end of that phone. And guys, we know in business credit, it's the same as in personal. Everybody's situation is a little bit different. Even though most people's situations are the same, everybody's a little bit different. And if you try to treat every single person the same, you're going to have a lot of people that go, well, this doesn't exactly fit. Well, this doesn't exactly fit me, or this doesn't exactly fit me. And the problem is they're going to be right. It doesn't exactly fit them. That's why I love the coaching program so much, and why I push so many people to that, is because when they come in, the coaches actually go over their specific situation. They fill out their funding blueprints and things like that really walk them through knowing what is actually going to fit their situation, not just some business's situation.
Right. Some businesses come to us and they're established correctly, but they have one thing wrong, right? Or they have a little bit of business credit, but not everything they need. So we need to be able to fit into all of those scenarios. And I think having that advisory team allows us to do that very well. We can't just push them all through an online experience. I don't think that's how they feel the most value.
Right.
The cool thing is, you talked about how you were on vacation and your team was doing the work. That's, I think, one of the coolest points about business credit is literally you just process the payments and you do the initial sell, and then we handle the rest.
Absolutely.
And as a business owner, that's really exciting to think about. So I don't need to manage the team that's doing all these phone calls. CreditSuite does. And I'm talking like I'm you.
Yeah.
So the business owner doesn't have to manage the team. They don't have to build the follow-up sequences and things like that. We do that so that you can just continue running your business, going to Cabo or whatever you're doing. We handle that, and you can track our progress and get that comfort level through our client dashboard.
So to answer, do I charge for the webinars? Are they free with a sales pitch? I do only free webinars. The only time that I ever charge a person is if I'm providing them value. Now, I know that a webinar could be value and there's some training in there, but we do free webinars. And I did it one time, guys, and then we update it if need. If the need arises, we update it. Other than that, it's a recorded webinar series that they're going through. So it's a pretty simple process anyway. And then, Megan, if you would, kind of just go over the packages on how, if they wanted to start offering this, what that would look like.
Right, definitely. Let's get that pulled up.
Ken got the Viper program.
What's that?
I said, Ken, he started on the Viper program. He was typing VIP, but it came up Viper. I think you should change the name to the Viper program. The Viper package.
We're going to change it just because. We should change it just because because of that. That's awesome. So everybody, when you click on that business credit program, if you are not already a partner of the business credit building, then you will be routed to this page. And what this is a whole lot of words, right? And there is a video there you can watch. You can go through our website, just check everything out, but I'll distill it for you. So if you just want your own, you just want to do it, which is a good thing, but I will say you definitely want to sell this to your clients too. Don't hold up your progress. So you can purchase it if you just want to build your business credit on your own, right here. If you want to get all of our resources and our marketing videos and the partner training about how to sell business credit, and you want all those bells and whistles, mainly just the ability to sell this to your clients and get it going, we offer that right here. This is the VIP. Now, if you love always buying the fanciest car on the lot, we also have the ultimate package right here that gives you also these done for you setups. So we can help set up your website. We've got some YouTube we can set up for you. We've got some of those marketing items, press releases, reports and guides, autoresponders, marketing flyers. We can do that and set it up for you, and that's what that ultimate package is. It's essentially the VIP, but then we will take on some of that marketing implementation as part of the ultimate, and you can sign up for it right there. We do offer payments on it also.
Now, guys, to give you my kind of guide on that, I did the middle program. Now, let me tell you,
yes,
on the other side of that, I have a pretty strong background in websites. I have a pretty strong background in video marketing and email responders and autoresponders and things like that. So I did the middle one because I knew really pretty strongly how to do the rest. If you are the type of person that is really good at putting websites together and really good at putting together funnels and all of those, lean toward that middle one. If you're not, and you're looking and you know that you're gonna have to have somebody help you one way or the other with a website, one way or the other with press releases and articles, one way or the other, you're gonna need some help with responders. Go to the other package. I assure you, the $1,500 difference is going to be a lot less than what it's going to cost you to have somebody build you a website, to turn around and have somebody help you with articles, to have somebody build autoresponders for you, to have somebody put together flyers and PowerPoints and all of that stuff. It's way less expensive to have somebody do it for you than it is unless you are kind of already a pro at that.
That's my same thought on this. Is I definitely tell when I'm talking to prospect partners, hey, if you're not a guru in those areas, it's cheaper for you to pay a guru to do it than to get in there and try and figure it out yourself.
Right.
Because if you look at the opportunity cost of your time. So yeah, you
and
hit
then
the nail on the head on that.
I have a little bonus for you.
Questions? Okay.
We've got just a few minutes. I know you've got a meeting at 4 and so do I. I have a little bonus for everybody. Anybody that gets started, we are going to offer a free ticket to Symposium.
Cool.
And that's
You can actually come meet me and my team too.
And that is even an ongoing offer, whether it's this symposium or spring next year. As soon as somebody gets started, they get a free ticket to the symposium event. This one is next week, but some people are going to be watching this webinar, a week from now or 2 weeks from now. If you get started 2 weeks from now, the next symposium is already planned for next spring. We'll be getting everybody out the dates at the next event. But as soon as you get started through this program, we're going to offer a free ticket, which is depending upon the program and of the symposium, between $500 and $700 type of value. So if you decide to get going, that's an extra bonus for you.
I think it's brilliant. And then if anybody that wants to do business credit and you're at the symposium, definitely come talk to me. I'm so excited for that event. Eric always does a fantastic job. And I love the opportunity. You can tell I'm more of an educator than a salesperson. Eric is always keeping me in line, right? And I would love to talk about business credit and educate you and answer all of your questions. I love business credit, and I think it's so important for business owners to understand.
It's really important for us as providers of this product to understand as well. The thing that really flipped the switch of when we were having trouble selling the product to when we weren't was when we got truly educated on what the product was, how it worked, and what the people were going to actually be getting. And when we did that, we were able to present it in a way that they knew what the product was, how it worked, and how it's going. So I'm going to stick around for just a couple of minutes, Megan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Eric. It's always a pleasure working with you. And I am excited to meet all the people that are working with Disco. I think there's so much potential there. I'm really excited to help those doing personal credit repair also work on their businesses, which is just something I'm so passionate about.
Absolutely. So I'm going to stick around and answer a few more questions, Megan. I appreciate you, and we'll talk with you soon. You're welcome to go ahead and jump off and take your other meeting, and I will take care of these questions here.
Perfect. Sounds good. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
So guys, an idea of something that you might expect when it comes to learning curve, honestly, even a few days. You really just want to start going through the materials, going through the videos, going through the webinars and things like that. It doesn't take a long time because one of the things is kind of like when you're in process with credit repair. Because everybody's situation is a little bit different, you can actually say things like, that's something that your coach is going to go over with you. It really takes a process of understanding what your particular business needs are. If I was to give you that answer, I'm just making it up because we've not really gone through that process. That's what your coach is for. Your coach will go through that process step by step to make sure that you understand what your next steps are. So you don't have to overly understand how the process works on its intricacies. You just need to really truly understand what that client is going to get and what they can expect from utilizing business credit. One of the things that I try to stick away from is telling a business owner, hey, buy this product and in 6 months you'll have $1 quadrillion and you can buy a new Lamborghini with no personal guarantee. Guys, you want to set realistic expectations. The clients are happy when you explain to them, look, you can separate your business and personal credit. Your personal credit is not built to hold the type of debt that your business credit profile is built to hold. If you've got personal credit, there's a difference between personal credit, business credit, and corporate credit, right? I mean, there's really credit that's only in your corporate name. There's no personal guarantee. It's only your business is all that's liable. There's personal credit, which it's on your personal report and you're liable. It's just like any other personal debt. But then there's kind of this middle ground inside also where there's things that report to your business credit profile and they don't report to your personal profile, but you do have a personal guarantee in there. A lot of people get confused about that because they think, well, wait a minute, why would I want something that's personally guaranteed if it's not going to report to my personal profile if it's good, but if it goes bad, it will? Well, this is make an understanding of, guys, if they have that type of profile where they want to get some funding and they're willing to personally guarantee it and they want to make sure it only appears on their business credit profile, the reason is it doesn't weigh down their utilization ratios. It doesn't weigh down their debt to income ratios. It doesn't weigh down their average age of accounts. Those things matter. It matters in their credit profile. So by getting the right types of an account allows them to build that inside their business credit profile. Yes, there's money out there that's not personally guaranteed. Yes, there's money out there that you can that people can get very, very quickly. There's accounts they can get very, very quickly. Little accounts, whether it's vendor accounts or trade accounts, whatever those may be. There's lots of stuff available for them to get very quickly. But it's not always about either. It's not always about getting stuff really quickly. A lot of times it's about making sure that they build a solid base first We all know the old story about the guy that built his house on the sand versus the guy that built his house on the rock. The guy that built his house on the sand, yeah, he got it up really quick, but it washed away. You have to have a strong foundation. So one of the things that those coaches will do is make sure that that business has a strong foundational standpoint to start on. And if they don't, they back them up and say, slow down. You've got to do it right. Do you want to do it right, or do you want to do it fast and wrong? And when business owners understand that, they say, you know what, you're right. Let's do it. Let's do it right. So guys, I cannot, provide enough of a recommendation for this product. I mean, like I said, I showed you guys my actual Infusionsoft number in the past, 18 months or so. We've done about $160 some odd $1,000 in sales of this product. So when you're doing that type of revenue, there's no way to really make it's a no-brainer. So let's see. Ken says, I talked to about 20 people in the past few weeks, and I'll be closing my third client this week. Just about any business owner thinking about it will be willing to listen to you about teaching them, educate them on the process. You're absolutely right. And that's a pretty good understanding, about, 1 or 2 out of 10. And you think about that, well, that's a horrible ratio, Eric. Really? Because I'm looking at it going, if I couldn't close 2 out of 10, I just need to talk to 10 business owners a week, and I'm looking about making an extra over $100,000 a year. Yeah. And you're doing 3K, Ken? That's a great number. I do $37.95 is our retail, and then most of our clients end up around $27.95. We usually knock about $1,000 off. We go to $27.95. That's where most of our clients have landed. We factor in the $700 cost, and it ends up about a $2,000 or so profit per customer. I also know that you can offer some bulk options. So if you happen to have some funds where you get that first sale, let's say you get that first sale and you make $3,000 or $4,000 on your first couple, take that money, buy some bulk clients. And I know that they allow you to buy them a little cheaper, like if you buy 5 or 10 at a time. I don't know the real numbers, guys. I don't handle that. I'm kind of past. I don't handle much of the things in my business, and this is why, though, is because I set up processes like this that allow me to not have to do that. So as any business owner knows, and I don't hide it at all with you guys, if you do decide to get going, click the button inside Disco. That does set me as like a master affiliate. I'm not ashamed of that. We don't hide that. That's how business works. You guys get the exact same pricing whether you go through Disco or whether you go through straight to them. So, hey, throw us our bone, click through the process inside of your Disco dashboard and get signed up, and that lets us make a little bit on the sale. So I would greatly appreciate it. Also letting you know, I absolutely have been doing this process one way or the other. I highly recommend it. I love that Ken's doing it, right? Ken's didn't click through our link. Ken got signed up. Ken, I think that's awesome. It's not about that. Whether it's about, oh, we make $100 or, oh, we make, this money over here or whatever it is, right? It's not about that part. It's about you have to monetize your customers. You have to create revenue. And if you don't, your business will always struggle. This is something that we're going to talk about pretty heavily at Symposium, is making an understanding and making sure people understand how to monetize their business. Guys, we monetize credit reports. We monetize business credit. We monetize funding and financing. Megan sent me an email the other day that a client went through. It had been forever ago. I had forgot the client even really existed. And then all of a sudden, I get a check for, it was like $695. Now, that's not this huge check, but you know what? That's $700 that just showed up out of nowhere. That's pretty awesome. And she said, oh, one of your clients from a long time ago got some funding. Guys, this was a client that I hadn't sent over it was like a year ago that I sent this person over, and they went back through and got some funding, and I got a check. That's what it's about. It's about creating that passive residual, long-term income. And if you don't create that, you'll always be self-employed. You'll always be self-employed. And I know we think to ourselves, well, self-employed and entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, if you're working solid, 8, 10, 12-hour days inside your business, you're not an entrepreneur, you're self-employed. I don't mean to sting anybody there, but there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and being self-employed. If you're self-employed, you still have a job. Now, your boss is cooler, right? Like if you're your own boss, you're pretty awesome. But if you are truly an entrepreneur, if you're really an entrepreneur, that means that you're creating structures and systems that work for you, not the other way around. So one of the things we're going to talk about very heavily at Symposium is making sure that you are at least a business owner. There's really 4 levels. There's employed, there's self-employed, there's business owner, and there's entrepreneur. You need to make it at least to business owner. You need to make it at least a business owner, and we're going to go through those 4 steps and how to do those things. So guys, thank you so much for attending. I look forward to seeing everybody. If you can make it to Symposium, that's awesome. We would love to have you. If you get started with CreditSuite, of course, we're going to give you a free ticket to Symposium. If you're already started with CreditSuite, then, unfortunately, Ken, buddy, I'm just unable to do that. I'd love to have you at Symposium. But if anybody wants to get going, get started, because this is the way that, say that quote one more time. I want to write it down. You have to be, there's 4 levels of business, guys. There's employees, right? There's employee mindset. And I don't care whether you're an employee or a manager or a regional manager or anything else, you're still an employee. There's employees. Then you move into what you would consider self-employed. Most people in the credit repair space, honestly, are self-employed. What that means is they work every day. They're putting their clients through. They're creating letters. They're doing all of those things. And guys, I was self-employed for a long time, and that's okay. That's the next step. Being self-employed beats employee. So get out of employee, become self-employed. Then you get to a point where you become a business owner. Once you get to business owner, that means that you are creating people that work inside your business. Now, once you can move from business owner to entrepreneur, what an entrepreneur means is that you have created systems and people that work for you. When somebody says, Eric, what do you do for a living? It's a really hard question for me to answer. I have no idea. Well, I mean, I don't know. I own things. I don't know. My real answer is, Eric, what do you do for a living? I leverage other people's time and money and relationships to create additional time, money, and relationships for myself. That's what I do. And sometimes that comes through software. Sometimes that comes through credit repair. Sometimes that comes through financing. Sometimes that comes through real estate. It could come through a lot of different ways. But I'll tell you what I don't do. I don't get up every morning and go sit in front of my computer. Here's what I do for a living, guys. When somebody says, what do I do for a living? I leverage other people's time, money, knowledge, and relationships, because those are the 4 currencies. I leverage other people's time, money, knowledge, and relationships to create additional time, money, knowledge, and relationships for myself. Now, is that to say I use people? No, because you do that by providing as much value as you possibly can to other people. But you do utilize, and there's a difference, guys, between using and utilizing. You do utilize other people in that process. I have employees, but I try to keep them happy. I try to make sure that they understand where they are. I try to make sure that they understand that the day that they want to start a business, they are more than welcome, and I would support them to do that. So, you have to move through those key steps. Now, guys, I do have another call. My sincerest apologies. This was actually a pretty busy day for me. I'm trying to play catch up after the week that I just spent down in the Caribbean. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll do all I can to help you guys. Their button is in the bottom of Disco. If you're not using Disco yet, get with us. We'll shoot you over a copy of Disco. It's the only completely free credit repair software on the market. It's guys, you're not stealing it. I want you to use that. I want you to remember those things. I want you to use that stuff because it allows you to help other people see that. If you can allow other people to see that, there's my call, guys. Help other people see the things that we talked about. I'm going to take this call. It's really important that I jump on here, but thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon.